Good morning. Good to have you with us on this Friday. I'm Joe Fryer.
And I'm Savannah Sellers. Thanks for being with us. We're going to get started this morning with the Trump administration's ongoing push to overhaul the government and gut several departments and agencies. It's a theme that's dominated President Trump's first month in office. Thousands of federal workers laid off and longstanding agencies shut down.
All that is being done with the help of billionaire Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency, known as DOGE. The Trump administration is facing a wave of legal challenges from those trying to rein in the cutbacks. But on Thursday, a federal judge denied a bid by labor unions to stop the mass layoffs. During his first 30 days, the president signed 73 executive orders, most of which focused on immigration, foreign affairs, and hollowing out the government. And this morning, NBC News is learning thousands of jobs will be eliminated at the Department of Defense. Well, job cuts have already started at the IRS. NBC News correspondent Jay Gray joins us now with the latest. Jay, good morning.
Joe, Savannah, good morning to you. And those cuts taking place outside of the Beltway now. We've confirmed overnight that IRS employees at remote offices across the country were informed by email they no longer have jobs. Park Service employees outside of Washington have also been fired, while the president, talking to Republican governors here in D.C. last night, promised more cuts are on the way. The end of the week comes with the potential for more pink slips for tens of thousands of federal employees. The target of the latest round of cuts, the Department of Defense. Sources telling NBC News as many as 55,000 probationary employees, all civilians, could lose their jobs, and that the firings could begin later today.
I just agreed immediately.
Speaking to Republican governors, President Trump suggests the Department of Education could be next on the chopping block.
And we haven't even done that. So we could find as much as $1.5 trillion worth of waste, fraud, and abuse. If we do that, we can balance budgets.
During the process of examining at least 18 government departments and agencies, neither the so-called Department of Government Efficiency nor the White House has provided any evidence of fraud or abuse, which would be federal crimes. Cuts have already started at the IRS. Democrats on Capitol Hill and employees warning they could have a catastrophic impact on the filing season.
The work's going to get backed up, and so private citizens are going to be like, the IRS is not doing their job. And it's because we're getting hollowed out.
Still, the president is promising to expand the reach of DOGE.
Now is the time for us all to press forward, think big, be bold.
An initiative that includes issuing more than 73 executive orders during his first month back in the Oval Office. And, you know, another change could be on the way. Early this week, the Postmaster General announced his intention to step down from that post. Overnight, the Washington Post reporting President Trump is considering dissolving the leadership of the post office, which has been independent for the 250 years it's been in existence, and then absorbing that into his Commerce Department. Joe, Savannah?
All right, Jay, thank you so much.
Let's talk more about President Trump's first month in office and these job cuts with NBC News senior national politics reporter John Allen. John, always great to have you with us. So, I mean, it's safe to say it's been a highly consequential, maybe contentious first month for President Trump. Just first, are you surprised at all by the speed and sheer number of layoffs and cutbacks we've seen across the government during just a couple weeks?
I think the right answer is shocked, but not surprised. Donald Trump has, basically campaigned on trying to get rid of the civil service, trying to get rid of any elements of independence within the executive branch. He has often described his own view of the law as the executive branch having primacy, despite the Constitution resting the power of appropriations and of creating these departments with the legislature. So, I can't say I'm surprised, but I think the speed with which it's happened and basically the willful ignorance of norms and laws is breathtaking and so shocking.
John, now that we are a month in, we're getting really our first polls that gauge opinions of Mr. Trump's executive orders and everything else he's doing. What are we seeing?
We're seeing that his approval ratings are slipping. Every single poll that's come out in the last couple of days suggests that Trump has gone too far. That his numbers, right when he came in, he was he was above water, meaning more people approved of him than disapproved of him, that he was even over 50% shortly after his election and around his inauguration. And now you're starting to see him fall into the mid-40s in terms of approval rating. And you got the pictures there of him with Elon Musk. Elon Musk's approval rating is even worse. He's at 38% in one of the polls I saw this week. So I think what we're watching is taking a toll on President Trump, but he's, aside from talking about seeking re-election, the Constitution says he can't do that, which means that his popularity, matters probably a little less to him than it does to most presidents.
John, just a minute ago from Jay, we heard about the impact these IRS layoffs could have ahead of tax filing season. I know you've been looking at the impact the layoffs are having specifically on firefighter safety programs. What's happening there, and kind of help us expand and understand how these layoffs don't just affect the individual who loses their job, but what they mean for some of these agencies and how they interact with the public.
Sure. People who were involved in some of these programs, some of these firefighter safety programs, were surprised because President Trump has often expressed praise for people who, for first responders of all kinds, including firefighters. A couple programs that have been hit in the last week or so include the firefighter fatality investigation and prevention program, which basically studies firefighter deaths. There were 5 people in that unit, a very small team within the Health and Human Services Department. 3 of them were fired summarily on Saturday, told that their services were no longer required. They're concerned that this function is basically going to wither away because there aren't enough people to investigate the firefighter deaths. And another one that got hit is the National Firefighter Cancer Registry, which basically tracks cancer among firefighters, tries to look for links between them getting cancer and some of them dying and what's going on the job. So I think that's been surprising that Trump has sort of decided, that even the folks who he says are his, the folks that he wants to support are seeing themselves lose jobs. And I would just add to that, he said he was going to drain the swamp in Washington, but when he cuts all these federal jobs, as Jay was saying earlier, 80% of the federal government is outside the Washington metropolitan area. So you see a lot of people across the country losing their jobs, and often the federal government is a major employer in a particular city or congressional district or even state.
Jonathan Allen, as always, we appreciate you. Thanks.
Now, as the Trump administration shrinks the federal workforce, hundreds of people are being laid off from the place that runs some of the most majestic places in the U.S., the National Park Service. Just months before the busy summer season, it's losing the very workers charged with managing the country's most popular parks and public lands. NBC News correspondent Morgan Chesky spoke to some of those impacted by the cuts.
From Half Dome to Old Faithful and as far as Gettysburg, growing concerns at national parks after roughly 1,000 federal park employees were laid off. In Yosemite, that means less staff to handle crowds who came to see the iconic Firefall during a busy holiday week.
I really felt like my world was taken out from underneath me.
Oleg Chimura blindsided by his termination later Friday.
I spent a lot of time squeegeeing the toilets, the bathroom floors out. So after one day of me not being there, it's already pretty visually disgusting.
The abrupt dismissal of probationary park employees sending shockwaves coast to coast. Stacey Ramsey lost her dream job as a ranger at Arkansas's Buffalo National River.
It was so sudden and swift. Didn't have time to prepare myself at all for it. So that made it even more difficult.
Here in Yosemite, with uncertainty mounting over staffing levels, officials have already put summer reservations on pause for several popular campgrounds, putting the park's peak summer travel season in potential jeopardy. NBC News spoke with more than a dozen current and former Park Service employees who warned visitors should expect significant impacts due to reduced staffing, from upkeep of trails, campgrounds, and restrooms to longer lines and wait times, and even safety concerns.
I'm the only person available to rescue someone, to do CPR, to carry them out from a trail if they got injured.
Near Yosemite, Alex Wild was the only certified EMT ranger at Devil's Postpile National Monument.
If you're no longer at the park and an emergency happens, then what?
Maybe a local county fire department or search and rescue team could respond and it would take hours. I mean, it could mean life or death for someone who's having an emergency.
And with appeals and a potential class action lawsuit in the works by those terminated employees, park advocates now say when it comes to planning your trip to a national park, adjust your expectations accordingly. Expect fewer services and less help. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Morgan Chesky, thank you. From the parks to Capitol Hill, Senate Republicans finally passed a budget blueprint just before 5 o'clock this morning. It was a marathon with an all-night series of votes on the $342 billion plan.
The resolution passed 52-48 after lawmakers spent hours voting on dozens of amendments as Democrats attempted to force Republicans to go on the record about some unpopular proposals.
My amendment will ask Republicans, do they really want to cut taxes for billionaires so badly they're willing to take health care away from
Senator's
kids?
time has expired.
Mr. President, the Democrats know very well that this targeted budget blueprint does not cut Medicaid or Medicare.
The framework is designed to boost funding for key parts of President Trump's agenda, like border security and defense spending.
NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Melanie Zanona joins us now with more on this. Mel, good morning. So this is just the first step for Senate Republicans to try to fund President Trump's agenda. There's a competing plan over in the House. That's the one President Trump has already endorsed. So just what are the headlines from this Senate vote and what does come next?
Yeah, good morning, guys. So the big headline here is that it actually passed. I think there was some nervousness among Republicans about actually voting for this thing when Donald Trump had come out himself and said he was backing the House version of this plan, which is a completely different process, a completely different bill. But then he ended up coming out with another tweet yesterday saying he supports what the Senate is doing and he appreciates that they're trying to fund the border wall, fund immigration efforts for Trump and deliver on some of his campaign promises. And so ultimately, after a very long night and a couple tough amendments, and you saw some Republicans breaking with their party to vote for some amendments, they passed this thing. But this is really going to be a backup plan. That's how Republicans are thinking about this. If the House comes up short in its own version, and if Donald Trump changes his mind, two scenarios that we know are tend to happen a lot around here on Capitol Hill. So as far as what comes next, the House is going to move ahead with their version next week. That's a very different bill. They're trying to cram everything that Trump wants to accomplish in his agenda into a single bill. And if that passes, then the Senate and the House will both have to agree on the exact same budget resolution before they can get to the process of actually writing the policy, which is going to be a lot harder and a lot trickier as they're talking about things like spending cuts, as they're trying to figure out how to do tax reform. So we are very much in quarter one here, so to speak, of this game. But this is no doubt the first step of this very long, complicated process.
Now, also yesterday, we had some other major news. Republican Senator Mitch McConnell announcing he will not seek re-election. He was first elected in 1984. He became the longest-serving Senate leader in U.S. history. I mean, really the end of an era when it comes to Republican politics. Who's showing interest in throwing their hat in the ring to replace him?
Yeah, we're less than 24 hours since that announcement. And this race is already heating up, in part because I think there was an expectation that McConnell was not going to run again for another term. And also, he has been in this seat for decades, as you mentioned. So there's been a lot of people who have had an eye on this seat. I think there's two frontrunners at this point. One of them is Andy Barr. He's a Republican congressman in the House. He had run for a committee gavel and didn't get it in the House. And so now he has his eyes on this Senate seat. He also was a former McConnell intern, actually, and he's had his eyes on this seat for a really long time. I actually overheard him once, this was 2 years ago, in the basement of the Capitol on his cell phone talking to someone saying that he wanted to run for this seat. So he certainly is most certainly going to run for it. He's going to throw his hat in the ring. And then Daniel Cameron, he's another candidate, also someone who worked for McConnell at one point. He's the former attorney general. He unsuccessfully ran for governor. He's considering a bid as well. And then on the Democratic side, unclear. Andy Beshear, the popular governor, already took his name out of the running, but Democrats could try to make a play for this seat. It's been a red one, obviously, for a long time, but there has been a history of having some Democratic governors. So it's definitely a race to watch here.
It'd be fascinating if Kentucky would flip blue in the Senate. Melanie Zanona, thanks so much for your reporting. Appreciate it.
Well, today in a New York City courtroom, Luigi Mangione is expected to appear before a judge for the first time since he was reigned back in December.
It is a largely procedural hearing set to take place later this afternoon. Mangione is charged with first-degree murder and several other counts in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, which happened outside of a Manhattan hotel last year. He has pleaded not guilty to those charges.
Let's bring in NBC News legal analyst Danny Savalas for more on this. Danny, good morning. So to note, there will not be cameras in the courtroom. We may get a peek, though, of him going in or out. What should we expect to learn today?
Not a lot. I mean, this looks like a status conference. You might get a trial date set, maybe some motion dates, but status conferences are really just the parties come in and the judge asks, where are we? What do we need? What are we doing going forward? So maybe not a lot substantively going on, but you may hear from his attorneys. We may get some interesting information about the defense strategy that comes out of this hearing, out of this conference, whatever it may be.
There's a chance the judge could set a trial date today, but before we can get to that point, what would you be watching for that could dictate the direction of how this case moves forward?
Again, not a whole lot. In criminal cases and in civil cases, too, you have a lot of these status conferences, and actually particularly in New York State Court, you have a lot of these, let's get together, let's see where the case is, and you might see some requests or arguments about outstanding discovery, things that have not been provided to the defense yet. You might expect to hear something like that, but it might be just a run-of-the-mill hearing, although nothing in this case is truly run-of-the-mill.
Yeah. Speaking of things that are not run-of-the-mill, I mean, fundraisers going on, set up by people who want to help fund his defense. There was this website set up by his defense team where Luigi Mangione himself kind of put this statement thanking people, saying, I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. There it is on your screen right now for people who have written to him while he's been detained. Do you think any of this attention has an impact on these pretrial hearings or on the case itself?
Yes, and I've had this debate a lot with my fellow defense counsel friends. You know, does a high-profile defendant help a case or hurt a case? Right. And I think on the whole, it's probably not good for the case. On the one hand, yes, when you have a high-profile defendant like this, you're able to fundraise, you get a lot of interest in it. Maybe judges take a closer look at your motions and take them more seriously. Maybe the jury considers beyond a reasonable doubt in a way they wouldn't with a run-of-the-mill case. But on the other hand, by the time you get to trial, the public has gotten a steady dose of the prosecution's narrative of the case, and they may generally prejudge your client. Although there's no science to this, on the whole, having a high-profile defendant is probably worse for the defendant, but it might be good for Mangione here because, number one, the evidence against him, in my view, is pretty overwhelming. And number two, he's raising money on the order that you just don't normally see, even with a very infamous defendant.
Danny Savalas, thank you so much.
Also here in New York, Governor Kathy Hochul says she will not use her authority to remove embattled New York City Mayor Eric Adams from his post.
After careful consideration, I have determined that I will not commence removal proceedings at this time. My strong belief is that the will of the voters and the supremacy and sanctity of democratic elections preclude me from any other action. I cannot deny the people of this great city the power to make this decision for themselves.
But the governor did say she would limit Adams' authority by appointing a special inspector general to oversee the mayor. Right now, a federal judge is weighing an order by the Trump Justice Department to try and dismiss the corruption case against Adams. He was indicted in September on 5 counts, including illegally soliciting foreign campaign donations, bribery, and fraud. The mayor denies those allegations.
Well, this morning, tens of millions of Americans remain under cold alerts. This is from the Central Plains down to the Southeast, and then millions more are still digging out from some record snowfall. Experts predict it will be slightly warmer today than what we've seen throughout this frigid week, but several states, they're still going to see bitter temperatures, in some places 35 degrees below average. In fact, we could see up to 100 more record lows between today and tomorrow.
But a weekend warm-up might be on the way.
By a few degrees.
Let's bring in NBC meteorologist Angie Lassman.
Yeah, she's tracking all that for us. Hey, Angie, good morning. How's it looking?
Good morning, guys. At this point, we will take whatever we can get with when it comes to the increase in temperature across much of the country. We've still got some of these alerts, as you mentioned, that are in place, essentially east of the Rockies through the Central Plains, Southern Plains, and extending out towards the East Coast across the Southeast. A lot of those are going to start to expire by this time tomorrow morning, but we've still got some of that cold air in place for the time being. So no surprise, we're waking up to still single digits in Minneapolis and feeling below zero. We've got below zero wind chill values in St. Louis this morning, single digit wind chill values in Memphis, and Dallas, you are waking up to 23 degrees, but feeling like 14. By this afternoon, we'll slowly but surely start to see kind of a better setup happening. But here's why. This is what we've got going on right now. A high pressure that's stuck in the middle of the country. This is dragging in all of that really cold air up into those from those northern latitudes, basically as far south as Texas. So that's why our temperatures have been anywhere from 10 to 30 degrees below average. And it made it essentially all the way down to the Gulf Coast. Notice where that high goes by the time we get into Tuesday. This is going to work across the country. It eventually allows some of that warmer air to work up from the Gulf of Mexico and point south of us. This is going to change kind of the whole dynamic that we see. But slowly but surely through the weekend, you're going to notice it, especially if you live in the middle of the country and even in those northern portions of the country. 27 degrees, though, for your high today in St. Louis. We've got low 20s for Wichita. These numbers are still places like Dallas running 20 to even 30 degrees below normal. But look what happens by the time we get into Saturday. We start to see the oranges and the yellows get back into the map. And that specifically is going to make a big difference on Saturday for folks in the northern plains. So 40s and 50s is what you'll see across parts of the Dakotas and Colorado. It's still quite chilly and below normal across the south. We've got 40s for San Antonio. We've got high 50s for the Gulf. Even Chicago, you're going to get back to closer temperatures to normal into those mid 30s. But we really see some improvement as we round out the weekend and especially get back into Tuesday. Remember, I said that high pressure is going to be over the southeast and moving offshore. That's going to make a big difference for that warm air. Look at Dallas. We go from the low 60s to the mid 70s by Monday and keep that going into Tuesday. We've got 50s to 70s from Sunday to Tuesday in Little Rock. Upper 50s is where we land for the beginning of the work week in St. Louis. And this kind of trend is going to stick with us. It'll be a welcomed kind of relief, guys, from this really Arctic air that we've had settled in for the long haul. But we've still got to get through today. We still have the potential to break some record lows this morning and then that chilly air in place this afternoon, especially for the middle of the country. But, I mean, can you complain when it's 75 degrees in February in Dallas?
No.
I think not. Even 50 in New York at this point, I'll take.
It's the reward.
That's true.
It's the pot of gold at the
Yes.
end of the rainbow of cold.
Peel off all
We're
these.
getting a lot of snow, though.
We have. And I knew last night when it was snowing, I
know.
saw it. I was like, I know Savannah's
I
happy.
was thinking
and I
last night,
aim to
this is
please.
fun.
Angie
Totally
takes credit
responsible.
for the good
Yeah, only
things.
when we're happy.
I'm only in control of the good things.
Yeah. Thanks, Angie.
You got it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.